Hello, Internet. I've returned. It is I. And I am me. And damn it, my audio is not working. The mic is working. Oh, I know why it's not working.
Headphones?
Yep, headset.
Oh, man.
There we go, problem solved. I have returned! After some minor technical difficulties and a near-death laughing experience.
Edit that part out.
Sure.
I know you're not going to.
That's work. Anyway, in the previous video I ranted about Turians. And at the end of this video, like after I was done, I realized something. And that got me thinking, and that leads me to today's topic that I've been thinking about ever since last week. One of the major things that I talked about during my rant about Turians was the First Contact Incident, or the First Contact War, as humans call it. As the Turians call it, it is the Relay 314 incident, where fledgling spacefaring humans ran into Turians, and that's how they met the Citadel species, councils, races, because that, resulting conflict. So I thought, humans haven't met any other sentient races. For all they know, they're alone in the galaxy. So why did they already have a fleet of warships capable of, albeit with the element of surprise, why did they already have a fleet of warships capable of overpowering the Turian fleet? And supposedly the Turians are one of the greatest military powers of the council races. Looking at the pouches on the back of her belt. Right, see, there's a normal looking, although very wide belt. These little pouches on the back. How is that supposed to work? Like, you're going to sit down and either whatever's in those pouches is either going to get broken because you sat on them, or it's going to be uncomfortable because they're poking you in the back. I mean, look, you've already got all these other pockets. The camera doesn't want to show them. She's already got all these other pockets on her cargo pants. Like, how many things do you need to carry that you need 5 more pouches on a belt? Anyway, let's see.
Message from Admiral Hackett, Commander. Patching it through.
We just received your report. Looks like this Geth incursion was bigger than we thought. They were probably preparing for a major offensive in the system. We're increasing patrols in the Armstrong cluster to make sure they can't establish another foothold in the region. Nice job, Shepard. You saved a lot of human lives on this mission. Hack it out.
If they say so, from what I saw, most of those solar systems didn't have anything in them except Geth. It wasn't another Eden Prime incident. Aha, I knew there was going to be something. There's always something. I don't need to be in the map yet anyway. We gotta look at the journal to figure out what we're doing next. So, how did the humans have a fleet of warships? So today, I'm going to talk about humans. I'm going to skip the biology part because I'm human and I'm going to work off the assumption that so are you. And that we both have some basic grasp of human biology. And instead, I will talk about the lore the Mass Effect history between now and the events of the game, as per the human. Alright, let's go talk to Tali. I guess we don't need the map at all. See if Joker has anything to say. Joker's funny. So, the first major date.
I'll be okay, Commander. Just need some time.
Okay, Joker doesn't have anything to talk about. The first major date in the Mass Effect lore between now and the game, the first game that I'm currently playing, is the year 2069, with the establishment of the Armstrong colony in the Shackleton crater on the moon. And we are, at present, talking about building the Gateway space station over the moon in order to colonize the moon or Mars or both. Something along those lines. Oh, there's Solarians on my
It's
ship.
an honor working with you, Commander Shepard. Despite the losses, our mission was a success. My superiors will duly honor Chief Williams for her actions. Her sacrifice has earned humanity a great deal of respect from my people.
Ash was a hell of a soldier. She knew what the risks were, but she did what she had to.
Of course, the grim reality that every soldier must accept. Rest assured, Commander, my men and I will not forget what you have accomplished here. We will leave your ship as soon as you reach your next destination. Perhaps we will have the opportunity to work together again someday.
Foreshadowing. It's decent storytelling. I've read worse books. If Mass Effect was a novel instead of a video game.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Saren. But my people need this.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
That's me thinking. Lydia is pretty lax. Like she's choosy. She follows the rules when the rules benefit her, and that's part of how she's gotten up the ranks so quickly. But she also realizes that rules will be bent or broken whether you like it or not, and does some bending and breaking herself, and that's part of how she has such a good reputation and keeps up morale with the average grunt. So I feel like in this situation, Lydia would realize the importance of this information.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt, one I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saren and his Geth armies are defeated.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Well, 11, almost 1,200 experience. Just, okay. They had a moment. Anyway. It's 2022. And we're already talking about making plans to build this gateway station in orbit over the moon in order to colonize the moon and or Mars. So I'm hoping that it does not take until 2069 to have an establishment on the moon. I could foresee it being until 2069 where we're having a civilian establishment on the moon. But I dearly hope that it is much sooner than that. And that we have people back on the moon again doing science stuff and technology and learning and research and low gravity construction. Microgravity construction. That'd be a great thing to do in orbit. Leveling up again. Okay. I'm just going to hit those because they're lowest. Journal. I don't want to deal with that. So I guess we're going to Novaria, which is probably my least favorite, and probably why I saved it for last, of all the major story missions in this Mass Effect game. So, I'm going to work under that assumption. That's going to be my headcanon. Maybe 2030, 2035, some sort of science facility gets set up on the moon, and it's not until 2069 where we actually have, civilians building suburbs in the Armstrong colony at the bottom of the Shackleton crater. A couple decades after that is our next major event of the European Space Agency building the Gagarin colony. Oops, nope. I skipped a line in my notes. The European Space Agency builds the Lowell City in the Eos Chasm on Mars in 2103. Which seems an interesting bit, and the way things are currently going, I'm going to assume that it is a private spacecraft funded by the European Space Agency. Because at least as things sit right now,
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy.
the European Space Agency has no spacecraft of their own, just some satellites.
State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Yes, because a cold planet is the best place to go on vacation. Alright. So as I was saying, I would assume from the way the world is currently going in real life that, because the European Space Agency doesn't have anything more advanced than satellites, they don't have any of their own launch vehicles. I almost brought a tech because I'm used to being a soldier. Let's put Garrus. Everybody loves Garrus. Those Turians are cool. So, anyways, third time's a charm.
Equalizing
The Europeans don't have
pressure
spaceships,
with
so it's probably the
exterior
European
atmosphere.
government
Logged. The
funding
commanding officer
a
is
trip
ashore.
by
Exo
private
Presley
ships such
has
as
the deck.
SpaceX or Blue Origins to get to Mars. So the next part was the building of the Gagarin space station over Pluto in 2142. So I guess Nothing's gonna happen with a scanner? Okay. That's no fun. That could have been an Easter egg.
Turians don't like the cold, Shepard. Did I ever mention that?
The sooner we are off this frozen world, the better.
I guess she just glances at you sideways like, yeah, it's cold. So it seems like every 40-ish years, you got 2069, 2103, 2142, and so on. I'm going to throw in another footnote right before I start this altercation, even though they're already pointing guns at me. Pre-FTL, there was a colony attempt by Victor Manswell in 2070 that launched for Alpha Centauri and was later discovered by an Asari patrol in 2186. Apparently doing alive and well. Alright. So we get all this annoying dialogue out of the way, and I'll pick up with my next chronological bit of lore.
That's far enough.
Something wrong, officer?
You better hope there isn't. This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect. I'm Captain Mairo Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, ma'am. We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Novaria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
I like how she's holding a gun. Like, she says guns aren't permitted to the person holding the gun.
Citadel authority supersedes yours.
Ah, Garrus. In this case, Lydia would probably take the hard line.
Nobody takes my weapon.
Charge and lock! We are authorized to use lethal force. You have to the count of 3 to surrender your weapons. 1, 2, 3.
Captain Matsuo, stand down! We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs. Behave yourself.
And they immediately, like, turn and run. They're so afraid. Yeah, they got a couple drones. I'm a tech. Garrus is badass. We could have fought our way through that. Alright. Got my notes here. What's next? So remember I said 2142, the European Space Agency established a colony on Mars.
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Analeas. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
Someone piss in your security chief's coffee today?
She takes her job seriously. She is a valuable asset to the company. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The executive board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
I'm not here to dig out any corporate secrets.
That's gratifying to hear.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? An Asari Matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia. She is here?
Dun dun dun! We all knew this was coming. If you didn't, spoilers. Was here? That is an excellent question.
Where is she now?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
That's where I need to be then.
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeas for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the Administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the Administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
We talked about her before, but things change when you're up against something. If it's her or me, who would you shoot?
I meant what I said before. Her actions are wrong. If you would feel safer leaving me on the Normandy, I will stay. But I would like to see her. Maybe I can persuade her to come peacefully.
I don't think that's likely, but you can try.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
What was that gesture for? You can see Garrus's head, though. Anyway, so the European Space Agency establishes a colony on Mars in 2142. In 2148,
Welcome to Port Hanchan, the galaxy's most respected site for
there's the discovery of Prothean technology data stuff. So the Europeans discover Prothean stuff on Mars in 2148.
given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our
And,
friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
The elevator can shut up. So this discovery of Prothean data is gonna leapfrog human technology. Decades, centuries forward. This also leads to the discovery of a mass relay out near Pluto. This is referred to as the Charon, however you want to pronounce that. It's the Charon relay. Oh look, it's Gianna Parazzini. Like Parasite.
How can I help you?
Damn it. Liara's stuck. Anyway.
How can I help you?
I'd like to speak to Annaleus.
One moment, please. Mr. Annaleus?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
Oh look, she figured out how to open a door.
You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain spaceborne vagabonds.
Oh?
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the Executive Board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
I'm not here to investigate your tenants.
Nevertheless, I have a responsibility to keep you away from them. Spectres are not encumbered by a need for due process.
I've heard an Asari Matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at peak 15.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? You didn't think that odd?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor.
Excuse me, his what?
Executor. Saren is a major shareholder in Binary Helix. Lady Benezia is authorized to act in his name. She is here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
Spaceborne vagabonds. I'm genuinely insulted. someone wrote that character pretty well for being, you know, a stuck-up corporate asshole. All right, Garrus. Let's go be horrible and spiky somewhere else.
Mr. Ananias isn't the only one with a path to leave Hanchan.
Oh?
You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You
I
can't
smell
bludgeon through
conspiracy.
bureaucracy.
All right. What would you do?
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Ananias.
Talk to you later.
Very well.
Okay. Back to topic. Fortunately, you don't have to watch me wander around like an idiot. I've played this before, I know where I'm going. Now that I said that, I'm going to get lost. Anyway. So, 2148. The European colonies, scientists, people, whatever, on Mars discover Prothean data on Mars. And this leads to the discovery of the mass relay out near Pluto, which humans, being humans, promptly activate. And this takes them to the Arcturus system, and they eventually build the Shang-Chi colony. Which leads us to the Relay 314 incident / the First Contact War in 2157, where the Terrians find, you know, humans, sentient aliens, breaking council law, and start shooting.
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time.
Nope, I'm busy. I gotta talk to terrible spiky monsters.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
You know, I've always, like, in my gut, thought, like, oh, he doesn't look that old. You know, he's a Turian. He looks like any other Turian. And this is an excellent point to talk about aliens. Because he's an alien, not a human. And what makes a human look old doesn't necessarily apply to a Turian. So, I mean, I always just assumed he's, like, in his 40s and he's just complaining because he's old. But he's a Turian. For all I know, he's in his 80s. You never know. Because he's an alien.
What makes you think I'm a Spectre?
Your picture has been sent to every employee. They've been warned that speaking to you is grounds for termination. Lorik Keen. For the moment, I am the manager of the Synthetic Insights Office.
For the moment?
Mr. Ananias closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
I like this guy's voice. Right? Alright. I like all Turians' voices. They sound just like terrible, spiky aliens should sound.
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Ananias' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Ananias would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
That sounds like a fair trade.
Violence against Mr. Ananias' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Hanchan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute.
It's like he planned
Don't try
that.
to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
Ah, that's very Turian of him. Okay. So, the first Contact War / Relay 314 incident I talked about in the previous video, and led me to, this idea: why did the humans already have warships capable of going toe-to-toe with the Turians? And after this battle, the Asari / Citadel Council stepped in and prevented it from escalating further. But the possession of this fleet that let the humans, come out of the darkness of space and, in their first engagement, surprise and beat the snot out of a Turian fleet, earned them recognition, obviously, for lots of reasons. Right, this is the garage that I need to go out of.
Spectre, right?
What?
You're the Spectre that just got here, right? You stand out. Probably the guns. I used to be a military tech. Except for my Eco's people, everyone's too corporate here. They just sit around sipping expensive water. So what can I do for you today?
How can I get into the garage?
You need a pass. You can get one from Analeas or the managers, if you can polish enough gizzard.
Maybe you could let me borrow yours?
Sure. If I wanted to lose my job and get sued into the next spiral arm. Security tracks card use.
I have to go.
All right, then.
You need anything, I'll be here.
Well, you don't want to give me what I need, so you being here doesn't do me any good. So anyway, humanity is, obviously aggressive and ambitious, and by 2165, they have an embassy on the council, on the Citadel. I can't save. So, 2165, 2069, it's less than 100 years from this civilian colony establishment on the moon to this, excuse me, I'm yawning. This embassy on the Citadel. I can talk. Less than 100 years. I'm going to go ahead and call that one human lifetime. That's pretty fast. There must be some sweet news in that Prothean data on the Mars. Which then leads us to the present, as I'm playing right now. The first game takes place in 2183. And the third game ends in 2186. So the time span of the original trilogy is 3 years. Let's get in a gunfight with some thugs.
Freeze! Hanchan security. This office is sealed.
What are you doing in these offices?
The administrator's orders. Laura Keene is under investigation.
Analeas is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Analeas has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Oh, look. Here they are. Let me, oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Shields back on. Guns overheated. Let's go to a different one. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Damn it. That means I have to actually move. I have to use both hands. That's not it. Let's see, what's in this locked crate? Armor. Armor. Oh, look, a gun. I thought they weren't allowed to have guns. A weapons locker? I thought they weren't allowed to have guns. Shotgun, assault rifle, a sniper rifle. There was a pistol in the other crate. It's a whole loadout for somebody. Corporation must be up to something. Keep them suppressed, Garrus. No bodies to clean up. Because they exploded in cryo. So, now that I've given you a rough outline of the timeline between now and the events of Mass Effect for the Human Alliance, I'll talk a little bit about how culture has received them since they've been thrust into this galactic community. The various other races think that humans are very ambitious and individualistic, and they are intimidated by how adaptable we are and our powerful desire to advance and improve.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
Both, as individuals and as a species for the greater good. All right.
You have me at a disadvantage, Miss...
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect? I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Analeas would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
I like how this human biotic thinks she's going to go up against an Asari biotic. And look, she's using a gun. I didn't say take cover. There's something upstairs to look at. So anyways, that's a general gut feeling about humanity from the other races. Also, this discovery of the Prothean ruins caused, well, on Mars. Wait, think about that for a second. I mean, consider how massive of a discovery, how much of a paradigm shift that would be for us as a species. Okay, switch out.
Watch your step here, Shepard. Technically, we're no longer in Citadel space.
I'm not going to think about that too much. As a sec, we discovered alien information, data, technology, something big on Mars, but indisputable proof of insentient, not just sentient, but intelligent, spacefaring, more advanced than us, alien life out there in the galaxy.
Commander, there have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
It's probably Ananias' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
Okay. I mean, I know where this is going, but I want the excuse to say the plot thickens. Would you imagine, like, tomorrow, everyone in the world knows there's aliens. All of the things that goes with that. All of the religions that would be founded overnight, worshipping these aliens, these gods from the sky. And all of the religions that would have to reconcile thousands of years of belief and try and either ignore fact or incorporate that fact into their belief, or
allow me to reintroduce
just
myself.
cease to exist.
Orsini, Novaria Internal Affairs.
Ooh, internal
What do you
affairs.
want? The executive board knows about Ananias' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Ananias is dirty. It might be best to help her.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
I'll consider it and get back to you.
If you have any love for the law, you'll talk to Keen for me. Don't disappoint me. You know where I work. Come talk to me when you change your mind.
Love for the law. That one sentence tells you a lot about that character's temperament. As I was saying, with all of these religions and so many exploding heads, proof, indisputable proof in the existence of aliens.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
And all of the technology and whatnot that goes with that. And while I'm on the topic, I think that that's something we need as a species, this kind of massive paradigm-shifting discovery, such as intelligent life, to unite humanity. It would create an us versus them mentality and reduce or stop all of these stupid wars between people and this useless waste of life and time and resources that isn't helping anyone. Imagine all the research and development and technology that could be done if we all just, worked together, if everybody just held hands and sang songs and was happy. Both, technologically and economically. That's how we will get off this planet and survive as a species. Because it's too expensive. It's too complicated, and we can't do it unless we are unified.
The job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Analaeus.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Analaeus' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Analaeus. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
To be clear, I would have given him the data either way. As he was pointing out, it is his data. Anyway, so this discovery provides an answer to my initial question about why humans already had a fleet of warships. Because they already knew there was aliens out there. They knew that Protheans existed. It's the Prothean technology that got them out there. And it's the Prothean information that led them to the discovery of the Charon mass relay and into the Shangxi colony. I think more importantly...
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Doesn't this help you? You don't seem particularly happy.
I'm ecstatic, but right now, I just feel like a long day of work is ending. While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
After he said, vagabond? I don't think so. Anyway, garage pass. Going back. Do I need to talk to Lorik again? We will, just see what happens. Anyway, now that I've answered my question, I think the bigger point to make is just how big of a deal the discovery of other aliens out there existing would be. At the very least, beyond just the overnight explosion of technology. You'd have all the conspiracy theorists, all the people calling it a hoax and denying it, all those that would have to reconcile the paradigm shift, the doom mongers, the new religions that I already mentioned, the destruction and reconciliation of old religions. Not just the explosion of technology and what that would do to the culture, to the society, having access to all of this new technology so quickly, so much, so powerful.
Ms. Parasini contacted me as she lifted off-world.
All right. That's that. I'm not dealing with you. I'm going to the garage. And, you know, as I was talking about earlier, I hope this kind of revelation would unite humanity. But I'd be just as willing to believe that it would destroy us. I mean, think of all the panic and the splinters groups and the wedge it would drive between, you know, the social groups of people who do and don't believe in the aliens, and, you know, who refuse to accept it because it's against their religion or what have you. It would simultaneously bring out the best and worst of us as a species. And hopefully...
I heard the administrator's been arrested. Any chance you had something to do with that?
Nope,
That
not
was
me.
an internal affairs investigator working for the executive board.
Internal affairs inspectors all at once, eh? Analaeus is having a bad week. So what can I do for you today?
I have to go.
You need anything, I'll be here.
I wanted to rub my garage pass in his face.
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have
She's so sad about
Excuse
that.
me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
You know, as a saying, you know, bring out the best and the worst of us. And who knows what the average Joe would do. Heck, the average Joe might not even know. Who knows what the media would or wouldn't tell us, what the government would or wouldn't tell us. You know, it'd be nuts. We can only imagine. And frankly, after the events of the past couple of years, for the time being, I'm okay just imagining it. I want to catch my breath and lower my blood pressure before I have to deal with aliens are real.
Where are these things? Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out.
I'll tell you what
What
those
did you
things
do
are.
here, Commander?
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
If I were to guess, the Matriarch packed them in the shipping container she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia-sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
Oh yeah. It's an investor panic is the least of your problems with loose Geth. Hopefully there's one guard standing around. There's enough. Oh, okay, there's two. They might survive a Geth attack. Oh, look, the thing. And my inventory's full. Again. I always have this problem. You should see my Skyrim character. It's disgusting how overburdened he is and how much useless stuff he's carrying just because it's effort to go through the menus and find it all and get rid of it. Look, the Mako. Our favorite car. Alright, well, I did my rant about humans and aliens and spaceships and gave you some food for thought. What would happen tomorrow. If we knew that aliens were real. You wake up in the morning, everybody on the news says, they found this thing on Mars. Aliens are real. We're deciphering it now. That'd be nuts. And to be fair, I was not so naive as to think that humans wouldn't already have warships. Because we know that one of the most significant driving factors behind the advancement of technology is war and the military-industrial complex. But I think that the knowledge that aliens are real and exist out there is part of what would be that little extra push and make the technology, the ships, just a little bit better, so that they could actually stand up to the Turians. You know, it made them into tryhards, to use a gaming term. Catch. You didn't catch it. He got it. Squish. Sorry, the robots. That wasn't a squish, that was a crunch. Well, that was ominous, and I can't save. So, I'm gonna shoot some stuff until I can save, and then we'll call it a day. Now we can save. Oh look, and we can level up. Couple of points for Garrus. Look at that, nice and balanced, as all things should be. Lots of points for Liara. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aw. Yeah, there we go. It's a thing. Almost balanced, as all things should be. I tried. Now we'll save. And, I don't know what the next topic will be, but I'll come up with an idea. I know I've been talking a lot about aliens and biology and whatnot, so I'll try and something more technical next time. See ya then.